Starting number 1, 2 points. Write the slope-intercept form of this guy. Okay, so slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So what I'm looking for is the slope, and I'm looking for where it hits the y-axis. Hits the y-axis at this point right here. So I know that my b will be a plus 1. And then I just pay careful attention to the slope. Now from here, it looks like I can't tell how high it goes over. So I'm going to have to actually, where is a place where I can get to a point? Here's a point here going backwards. So you can see it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's actually going up 6 and then over 1. So sometimes you have to go backtrack to find the actual equation. So the answer there is 6x plus 1. Over here, now I'm going to write it in standard form. So remember, standard form looks like this. This is how we solve. Systems with elimination. So we want to put the x and the y together on the same side and have it equal a number. This is equaling y. So over here we've got, let's see, we've got a y equals something x, a minus 1 because it hits this guy right here. And then, so now let's calculate the slope. We see that we go down 1. Well, I see it hits the mark right here. So that looks like a down 1 over 2. So a down 1 over 2. All right, now that's fine, but now we got to change it into standard form. Now, first of all, standard form does not like fractions. So I want to multiply everything by 2. Now, the reason why I chose 2 is because this guy's being divided by 2. So that becomes 2y equals negative 1x minus 2. I can multiply a line by 2. I do it all the time whenever I do elimination. Now, this guy's almost done. I just got to move this guy over to the other side. So if I do, he'll become positive. So positive. Now, we didn't move the 2y anywhere, so he's going to stay positive. So now I got x plus 2y equals negative 2. Now, that is in standard form, but this and this are the same thing. All right. Now, you could move this x over, then divide by 2, and you will notice that it will equal the same thing. All right, we're going to sketch the graph of this. Now, this is just basic stuff. We go to positive 4. Okay, now it does say that we have a slope of 5 over 1 right here. So I need to, I'm supposed to go up 5 and over 1, but I can't go up 5. I can only go up 2. So I'm going to have to go backwards. So I'm going to go down 5 over to the left 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then to the left. Now notice that I definitely have a positive slope here. Okay, I'm going to draw that. All right, you have to use a ruler on your test as well, so make sure that's the case. Now here, this is kind of a highlight of what's going to come because we definitely need to graph this guy, and we can't graph him until we get y by itself. So negative 4y equals negative 3x minus 20. But then, so we moved him over here. Now we got to divide everything by negative 4. All right, so y equals positive 3 over 4x. And then negative 20 divided by negative 4 is positive 5. So now he's ready to go. I go to positive 5. But this guy has a slope of 3 over 4, which means I'm going to have to go to the left. And instead of going up like I should, I need to go down. So I'm going to go down 3 and then over 4. Okay, now just keep in mind this is a positive slope, and that's exactly what I have. Okay, that's a positive 3 over 4, so your slope better be positive, should be increasing. Okay, that's that. Now we got some elimination problems. I like to do this. I like to have lots of open space here. So I'm going to go ahead and solve this guy. Oh, this is really nice. I don't really have to do too much here. I can actually add these guys going straight down because they are ready. Now you will have one of these easy guys on your test. Just one though. So take advantage of it. Watch out for errors. These guys will cancel out immediately. So when I add going down, watch out for negative numbers. Don't make an easy mistake. This will be, a positive 12. Now I divide both sides by negative 2, and I will get negative 6. All right, now this guy is the only one that has negative 6 is right here. But let me just double check and make sure that if I do plug in a negative 6, okay, equals 14. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because all of your problems are probably going to have a none of these, okay? So even though your head, you're looking for a -4, if you don't get a -4, then you're going to have an answer that is a none of these, okay? So you got to watch out for those. You can pretty much guarantee those on almost every problem, okay? So now I plugged it into the first equation, the -6. The -6 went into the x. So now I'm going to subtract 54 from both sides. This gives me 10 equal, that's going to be -40. And you can see that it is actually -4. Okay, so we were right. All right, now let's go to -6. I said -6. This is problem number 6. All right, -4x minus 2y equals 26. -4x minus 8y equals -4. Okay, well, I'm going to multiply one of these guys are ready to go, except they're both negative. Let's make one of them positive. So I'm going to multiply the top one by a negative sign, and when I do, that basically changes all the signs. So these guys now go away. This ends up being -6, and this guy will be a negative 30. Okay, so that's going to give us a +5 for the y coordinate. And it looks like we've got C. C is going to be our answer, but like I said, we're going to make sure that we know that it is 9. Let's check it out. 4x plus, let's go. Well, I'll put it into the positive version of this guy. 5 equals -26. 4x plus 10. Okay, and then subtract 10 from both sides, -36. And then x equals, I made that positive, I made that positive. So what do we do here? Should get a +9 and I ended up with that. Okay, I feel like I made a simple mistake. That's borderline ridiculous. Let's see. Positive, positive, negative. So 10, I'm getting a -9. Oh, it is supposed to be -9. I thought the answer was supposed to be +9. All right, no, got it. It's right here. It was C. All right. Okay, now I got some space here. All right, I'm tired. I'm going to get rid of the y's. Now, the reason why I'm going to get rid of the y's is because one is positive, one is negative, and that's good. I'm going to multiply this top line by 2, and then this bottom line by 5. So the top line by 2 gives me, okay, and then 5, and then 50. Okay, so that's going to be 34, and look at that, 34x, so x equals 1. Cool. I've got 2 options, and I've got a none of these, but I definitely know it's not going to be him. All right, so let's plug it in. 2 times 1 plus 5y equals -8. So that's 2 plus 5y equals -8. 5y equals, I'm going to put that 2 over to the other side. It's going to become negative, so therefore it's going to be -10. And then y is -2. So y is -2. Looks like it's this guy right there. Okay, one more for the road. Well, let's see. These guys, one is negative, one's positive. So let's get rid of the y's again. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this guy by 8 and then this guy by 7. So they're kind of large, but that's okay. I'm going to get -16x minus 56y equals negative, what is that? 152. -5x plus, -35 plus 56y equals 29 times 7. 6, 14, 203. Okay, these guys go. This becomes -151, and then this becomes, I'm not trusting myself. I'm too tired. -152, 51. Look at that. Okay, it looks like x equals -1. Okay, so with x equaling -1, it looks like it's got to be C, but let's just make sure that this works. I'm going to put it into the bottom one here. Plus 8y equals 29. This becomes 5 plus 8y is 21. Subtract 5 from both sides. Okay, and I get 24, and divide by 8, it's going to be 3. Okay, so -1, 3, and that's exactly what I got. Okay, first page.